We are going to, all right, thank you. Uh, so today we are going to have, I think, our first sharing session among our research group. Yeah, so far we have 12 or 13 research group now. So we are going to, we start with our group Collaborative Architecture Research Team or CART. Yeah, so we are very glad that when I think the idea started when Dr. Nurin was my co-chair during Viva. Remember Nurin? And then she was showing me, she was preparing the report, the technical visit summary report. So I told her, why don't you arrange with my office, you know? So we have this talk today. So I was also would like to welcome um all of you to this sharing session. Also, especially to the member of PAD. We have Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Fakri Zaki Jaafar. Hi Zaki. Hi Zaki. Have you reached?
Hello, are you
Yeah, I saw you driving
me?
just now.
Yeah, just arrived. Okay.
Okay, and of course, our presenter today, if I'm not mistaken, one you'll be leading or everybody will be talking?
I'll be leading, but will be followed by Dr. Nurin.
Okay, sure. So we have Dr. Wan Srihani, Wan Muhammad. Hi Wan.
Hello.
And we have our Dr. Nurin Manso. Hi, Nurin.
Hi everyone.
And then we have Dr. Siti Sarah Herman. Sarah, are you here?
Hai, Assalamualaikum.
Assalam.
Morning.
Hi. And we have TS Dr. Adlin Sabrina Muhammad Rosli from Faculty of Forestry and Environment, UPM. Hi,
Ada.
Dr. Adlin. I saw your name just now. Can you say hi to everybody? Ada. All right. Later, yeah. And Professor Dr. Nohisam Misron from Faculty of Engineering. Are you here? Tak ada muted ke? Tak ada. It's
But
okay. We
yeah,
will hear from the rest of the team after this. So without further ado, Dr. Wan,
okay.
please you can start the presentation.
Okay.
Boleh besarkan ni? All right. Okay.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. A very good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu to everybody today. Today is actually I'm excited about this, and so are my other team members, I'm sure. The topic that we would like to share is actually about what the experience that we had when we went to Japan. So this is the from the beginning until the end lah, yeah? The process of understanding how timber buildings were actually being I would say from forest until to the end product. So the title is about Beyond Buildings, how Japan is redefining the future of designing nature and innovation. Okay, next. So we were given a very, very compact schedule when we went there. So it was like taking us from one city, for a big city, to a slightly smaller city, and then some towns and factories and also universities, to understand how the whole industry actually are being integrated and very much contributed to this particular project. So we went to the forest, we went to the timber yard, we even visited the house, and most of the houses in Japan, they still do it in timber structure. And of course, we were taken also to the port, how some of these products are being, not just products, but also timber, they are being exported and some are imported. Okay, so for today's agenda, we're going to talk about ideas, we're going to talk about opportunities, and also future collaborations. Okay, next. It started, I would like to take back a little bit, from last year. Why were we invited? Is that, of course, we know that this is not a conventional study tour. And Japan did not invite us out of courtesy, but I think we believe that Malaysia possesses a unique strength that complement Japan's advanced timber technologies. So we have our own strength, which we believe that Japan can see that potential. So there's also this partnership of mutual strategic value, and it's not a one-way knowledge transfer. So what actually Japan brings is three things. The advanced technology, which when we visited some of the no, not some, this particular factory, it has a cutting edge timber engineering, the CLT production, and of course the digital fabrication system. And then the second one is about its precision engineering, where it has decades of research into structural performance, joinery, and material science. And the last one is the manufacturing excellence. So it's all very organized, and you know how they value that very structured process, right? The quality control, and the timber are not so big to handle. They are within a scalable apa sizes. And what Malaysia contributes is, of course, another three aspects of we are so proud of our tropical timber resources. We have a diverse type of hardwood species and its unique structure as well as aesthetic properties. And then we also have this exceptional biodiversity, which is the world's most ecological rich forest ecosystems and research landscape. And we do have a sustainable forestry, of which we have expertise in certification, management, and responsible harvesting practices. So in all, I believe that this is the foundation towards low carbon construction across Southeast Asia and beyond. Okay, next. So how it started is that back on 24th November 2025, we presented to our counterparts, collaborators in Japan, specifically Kazu architect Aoki-san. Not sure whether he is in the Zoom meeting today. But this is what we gave him. We were talking about the idea of democratizing timber construction in Malaysia, specifically looking into RETIS, which is the system that we were developing, the ready to install structure. It is looking into giving the opportunity for the locals to have the autonomy in producing their own prefab or their own timber construction workshops. Okay, so from the 24th of November, on the 24th of November next, we actually talk about the timber concept, which is about ready to assemble. It's about factory mill prepared components, standardize the jointing, the less on site scale, flat pack delivery, everything that we can think of about prefabrication, especially on the benefits of it. So the thing about Malaysia is that despite that we want many to own timber houses or to look into to actually encourage people to use timber, it is actually expensive. So because one of the things is that it's about the tukang kayu, the artisan only. So most probably the way we look at it, it has to be an assisted mass participation. And then we have to also look into industrial and digital access to reduce that barrier. And of course, we also have to understand that when it's timber, it comes with regular maintenance. So the repair, the upgrading, the replacing, it needs to be of a certain ease to make it easier for those to do it themselves. Okay, next. So we told them that we are looking at it as the whole solution, like where it started, the sustainable forestry, the wood processing industry, and all aspects. This should encompass within that timber industry supply chain. So this is what we meant, that what we harvested from the forest, we bring it to the nearest processing area, manufacturing as well. The factory should be nearby, and to produce our own brand. So it's like if at that moment we were working with state government of Pahang to look into giving them a brand, a timber house as a brand. But as usual, there are so many red tapes and barriers to reach there. The bureaucracy, especially when it comes to timber, is a lot. So we were talking about all this idea to say that what we were thinking and what we were having, and that is where it led further into a discussion where the Japanese delegates, they were also looking into similar with us. But in their from their side, it's much more advanced. They were calculating LCA. So LCA here is low carbon analysis, which would actually add more value to the product that they are selling. So next. So after this slide, I will pass to Dr. Nurin, because this is where what happened during the visit in Japan. Dr. Nurin, you have the screen now.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, at first, we expected to learn mainly about the timber buildings. However, the most important lesson was not found in one building. It was found in the connections of what we say, connections of research, uh, institutions, forests, and then factories, engineers, designers, craftsmen, and also markets. Japan timbers are, it does not operate in isolated silos, because forest management, it supports sustainable harvesting, and then like timber certifications, it supports the confidence and traceability. Research institution, it tests the materials and also the structural system. Architects translate these capabilities into the buildings. So each stage actually it supports the next research which informs the manufacturing. Another things that we might be questioned is actually how this integration is part of the Japan's most important competitive advantage. So we observe also that Japan's strength is not simply that it possesses advanced machines, good forests, or talented architects. It actually, the strength lies in the fact that these elements are connected into a coherent ecosystem. So, and these actually lead us to an important reflections where Malaysia may not lack knowledge or resources. What we may lack is actually a stronger integration between the knowledge and also the resource that we already possess. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay. Also from our observations, 5 lessons became particularly clear. Because the first one, in terms of long-term forest management, where Japan treats a forest as a managed asset and not just as a natural resources. At Akasawa Forest that we went there, for example, the ecological value, the cultural value, and also the economic value, they exist within the same landscape. The next second lesson is the scientific research and also the testing, where before a timber product or structural system is widely applied, so its performance is evaluated. So this actually includes structural capacity, fire behavior, acoustic performance, moisture response, and also durability. So research is actually not conducted only for academic publication. It is connected directly to the real products and also industrial requirements. Okay, next one, the third lesson is actually the manufacturing precisions. Japanese factories, they use the CNC machining, digital modeling, automated production, and also strict quality control. So these systems actually allow the complex components to be produced consistently and with tolerances that are quite difficult to achieve through a conventional site-based fabrications. Okay, next one, the fourth lesson is the performance-driven design, where the Japanese buildings also are designed to respond to seismic risk, thermal efficiency, energy performance, and safety. Beauty actually remains important, but beauty is also supported by the measurable performance. Okay. Last one, the fifth lesson is the relationship between the heritage and innovation, where Japan does not treat traditional joinery as something that belonging only to museums. The traditional construction knowledge, they continues to inform the contemporary engineered timber system. So we believe that perhaps one of the most powerful lessons where innovation does not always require us to reject the past. Sometimes innovation begins by understanding the intelligence that already embedded within the traditions. So why this matters to architecture? We also believe that architecture is no longer only about designing the attractive buildings or producing construction drawings, because the challenges of the climate change, resource scarcity, and also carbon accountability require an expanded architectural role. So architects increasingly need to understand material science. So in fact, we must understand that how timber behaves structurally, how it responds to moisture, how it ages, and how it should be maintained. And we also require carbon literacy, where it is no longer sufficient to claim that a building is sustainable simply because it uses timber. So we must ask, where did the timber come from? How was it processed? How far was it transported? And how much carbon was emitted during the productions? So this is where architect must also develop manufacturing awareness. So when we design for prefabrication, we must understand that the factory dimensions, the transportation and limitations, component tolerances, and also the assembly sequences. Another important thing is about the digital fabrication, where is also changing the architectural practice. BIM, parametric design, and CNC manufacturing are increasingly connected. So the future architect are therefore the works not only between the client and the contractor, but the architect also works between the forest, the lab, the factory, engineer, and also the community. So this is a more demanding role, but also a more meaningful one. Okay, next we look into why this matters to landscape architecture. So, timber innovation is equally relevant to landscape architecture, where a timber ecosystem, it does not begin in a factory, it begins in a landscape. So the long-term availability and quality of the timber depend on forest ecology, biodiversity, soil conditions, water system, and also responsible management, of course, where landscape architects can therefore contribute to the forest restoration, watershed management, ecological corridors, biodiversity planning, and also urban forestry. So the practice about the forest buffing that we went to Akasawa Forest is an example that show how forests can support physical and psychological well-being. This actually it creates an opportunities for research into the therapeutic landscape, community forestry, and also ecotourism. So the larger message is that the forest and the building, it should not be treated as a separate design subjects. They are part of one continuous ecological system. Okay, from another point of view, why this matters to industrial designs, okay, we can see that industrial design is another essential part of this ecosystem because not every innovation needs to become a major building. So innovation may also occur through furniture, modular components, construction joints, and then prefabricated products and digitally fabricated system. So industrial designers will help to transform the raw material into products that can be manufactured consistently, transported efficiently, assembled easily, and repaired when necessary. So this is where the digital fabrication also creates opportunities for mass customizations. Okay, circular design is particularly relevant rather than designing products that are permanently bonded and also discarded when one component fails, where designers can help to develop the system with their reversible joints and also replaceable parts. So this is where a research idea can become a prototype, and then the prototype can become a tested product, and it can eventually enter the wider industry and also community use. Okay, the Japan secrets the entire value chains. It would be if let's say we had to summarize the Japan's timber innovation in one sentence, okay, it would be this where Japan's secret is not a single product. It is the strength of the entire value chains. So the process begins with the forest management. So it continues with the responsible harvesting, and then the research institution then tests the material and its potential applications. Okay, next one. Engineers transform the research into the structural system where factories manufacture the components under control conditions. And then the product developers transform these components into tested and certified system. So last one, architects and contractors then apply them in the real world. But this is not simply a straight line from the forest to the buildings. It is a feedback loop. So the performance of the completed buildings will inform the future research. And then the manufacturing limitation influence the architectural design. So when one part of the system improves, so the entire value chain, it becomes stronger. So this is what Malaysia should study carefully, where the objective is not merely to produce one impressive timber building, but the objective is to establish the system that will allow many high quality timber buildings and also products to be developed consistently. So we look at what Malaysia already has. At this point, it is better for us to ask where does Malaysia stand, where it is easy to assume that Malaysia must begin from the beginning. But the thing is, Malaysia already possesses many of the essential ingredients. So we have significant forest resources, and we also have established sustainable forest management practices. We have access to diverse tropical timber species with a valuable structural system. We also have the Malaysian Timber Certification Scheme, which provide an important foundation for responsible sourcing. We have also open for international recognition and also market confidence. On top of that, we also have a strong university and research institutions. At UPM and also other Malaysian institutions, expertise already exists in forestry, architecture, engineering, material science. So therefore, the main problem is not necessarily the absence of knowledge. It is the fragmentation of the knowledge. So research may remain within a university without reaching industry. So the question is, something to ponder is instead of does Malaysia have the capacity? So the more useful question is how can we connect our existing capacity more effectively? Okay, we need maybe a stronger coordination, translation, and collaborations. So this is where the Faculty of Design and Architecture has an important opportunity. So within architecture, we can develop mass timber housing system that's suitable for our tropical climates. And we can also explore the low carbon buildings, designs, climate responsive construction, contemporary interpretation of timber heritage, AI assisted construction. But however, architecture, it cannot undertake this work alone. So we can look into landscape architecture, which can contribute to forest restoration and then the therapeutic landscapes. And in industrial design, maybe can develop the timber furniture system, modular joints, and also prefabricated products. So consider, for example, mass timber housing project. So the architect designed the spatial and structural system. The industrial designer develops the modular components and joints. And then the landscape architect addresses the water ecology, planting, and also the microclimate. So this is what interdisciplinary design should mean. So it is not simply placing several disciplines beside one another. So it's actually allow each discipline to influence the problem from the beginning. So okay, we also have an opportunity to visit Port Plus Obayashi Yokohama Training Center in Yokohama. So this is actually a training center. Okay, it is natural to what we say focus on the completed architecture where we see its height, its structure, its facade, and also its expressive timber expressions. But this building is only the visible outcome. Behind is actually our decades of less visible works like forest management, material research, structural testing, factory investment, and also skilled craftsmanship. So this is why Japan has demonstrated that timber is not merely a traditional materials. So another significant statement that we can learn from here is actually timber is a future materials. But also, in other words, Malaysia should not simply copy these Japanese building or technologies. Um, Malaysia can learn that from Japanese system, where they are developed in response to the Japanese forest, species, industries, regulations, labor conditions, climate, and also seismic risk. Malaysia, on the other hand, they face different conditions because we have to respond, of course, to our tropical humidity, heavy rainfall, termites, local construction skills, and also our lifestyles. So our role is therefore not to become the followers of this model, but it's actually to become the adapters and innovators. So the next step is not imitation. The next step is translation. To translate the the integrated timber thinking into solutions that are appropriate for the topics. So I think maybe Dr. Wan can explain on this part for the international opportunities.
Yeah, this was given to me, approached to me by Prof. Hisham of engineering. Prof. Hisham, for everybody's benefit to understand his background, is that he did his bachelor, master, and PhD in Japan. Hence, he is very much well versed in the language as well as the writing. His PhD thesis is actually in Japanese writing. So he always have this every year. A group of students from Shinshu University coming in as exchange students, mobility students, and one of the students at that last year, was it last year? Sorry, earlier this year, was an architecture student. And so this girl, Nana, was given to me. It sounds like I got a gift. But I was given the responsibility to give her an assignment, a brief. So I did a short assignment here. This is like the first page out of 3 pages on understanding the differences between our architecture, traditional architecture in Malaysia and the traditional architecture in Japan. So the thing about UPM is that we have that resources. Our museum is just right in front of it's just right, is sitting there. So we should use it for something rather than just as a showcase. So when we have our mobility student, we ask them to go and visit, right? But somehow it's just like a visit. But from this point, I believe that it should be more. So what I did is I took her there. We went to each of the house. We went inside and then we went around it and I explained to it for every single thing that is happening, the joints, the sizes, the scale, the spaces, so she understood that despite a lot of Google translation happening. um so she tried to capture that, and the assignment is to do that comparative study, and she did very well because we she also has other courses, subjects to attend in engineering. So we did an online session for her to look into. So it's quite refreshing to see from her point of perspective, to see our traditional architecture. And imagine on the right side there is actually her work. I mean, it can be generated through AI, but when she presented, she identified a few of which some we overlook. So imagine if there are a few other mobility students that come in, maybe from India, maybe from Philippines, or maybe from China or other countries. So this sort of information to understand how they perceive our traditional architecture would be would be good for us to understand as well. Sometimes we take things for granted. Sorry, I'm a little bit off here. So these are all the international opportunities which we believe that could initiate some sort of collaboration in the future. Okay, Nurin.
Right, thank you, Dr. Wan. Right, okay. That's one about our potential university flagship projects. Okay, okay, sorry, before that, a summary of our faculty opportunities. Okay, so these metrics summarize the opportunities across the 3 main disciplines in our faculty. We have architecture department, landscape, and also industrial design. So architecture can contribute to the mass timber housing, low carbon buildings, heritage-based innovation, and also AI-assisted construction and BIM integration. Meanwhile, the landscape can contribute to the forest restoration, ecological planning, nature-based solution, and also green infrastructure. For industrial design can contribute to the furniture system, modular products, and also smart manufacturing. However, bear in mind that we shouldn't treat this as a 3 separate lists. So the greatest innovation will occur between the columns. For example, a forest-based tourism facility may combine the architectural design, ecological restoration, modular furniture, and also community participation. So the objective is therefore not simply to generate more individual projects. It is to establish a shared research platform where these 3 disciplines can work collectively towards a larger timber innovation agenda. Okay. Another things that we want to highlight is the potential university flagship projects, where based on these opportunities, we propose several potential flagship projects, such as the first one is the Malaysia Mass Timber Housing, where this project could explore affordable, low carbon, prefabricated housing system, which is designed specifically for tropical environments. So the second one is forest to city ecological corridors. So this project could examine how productive forest biodiversity networks, including urban landscape and also the public spaces, may be connected through ecological planning. Okay, the third one is the Malaysian engineered product design, where this could involve the development of local panels, joints, modular system, furniture, and also prefabricated components that using tropical or plantation timber. So last one is the smart structural systems, where it could combine a timber engineering with sensors, digital monitoring, um, computational design, and also building performance evaluation. Okay, last but not least is the next generation plantation timber, where this project may investigate how fast the growing plantation species can be enhanced, engineered, and also developed into a higher value architectural and industrial products. So these projects, it should not also operate independently. Maybe it can form a larger initiative, a Malaysian timber ecosystem led by UPM. So such an ecosystem could connect design, engineering, forestry, industry, certification, and also community participation. And it could also position UPM as a regional center for tropical timber innovation, not by repeating the models developed elsewhere, but producing the knowledge that other tropical countries may eventually learn from. So to end our presentation, these are the delegations which is supported by our colleagues from UPM, including Prof. Hisham, Dr. Wan Srihani, me, myself, Dr. Sarah, Professor Madhya, Dr. Zaki, and also Dr. Adlin, together with our collaborators from Kazu Architects, Aoki-san and also Miss Harada, where each person actually brings a different knowledge, experience, and also perspective to the collaborations. Okay, last one. Okay, from at the beginning, we always ask what we see when we look at a timber building. So after these journeys, perhaps we can now see much more. We can see that the forest that must be managed responsibly. We see the researcher who tests the materials. We see the engineers who validates its performance. And then we see the factories that transform precision into possibility. And we also see that the architects and also designers who connect the technology with the human needs. Last one, we see that the communities who ultimately give meaning to the buildings. So this ecosystem is actually create across a multiple collaboration. And our responsibility is actually to connect these strengths and adapt the knowledge to tropical conditions. So the future of architecture, it therefore extends far beyond its buildings. So on behalf of the Collaborative Architecture Research Team, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to Kazu Architects and also our Japanese university and industry partners, including University Putra Malaysia and everyone who made this engagement possible. So last one, before we end our presentations, so this is a short video. Okay, can I show you this one? So,
The sound.
the sound. Sorry. Okay. Bunga sakura di tepi ladang, kayu hinoki teguh berdiri, ilmu dibawa pulang ke Sendang, membina masa depan yang lestari. With that, we end our presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, everybody. But before that, can I ask our UPM team, if Prof. Hisham is inside here, and I saw Dr. Adlin, Prof. Zaki, as well as Dr. Sarah, if they want to add on to any of the information to the presentation to make it more, you know, more lively. Ada
Yeah.
tak? You want to add anything, guys?
Before kita open pada the others for Q&A. So
Because
maybe
I believe yang Port Plus tu, the Port Plus building, that was actually that is the one of the many multi-story buildings using glulam timber, structural glulam timber, and Dr. Zaki was very much eager to go and visit. That's why we went there to see. So if Dr. Zaki wants to talk about it, about how we can have our own multi-story timber building. So
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wan. Okay, I think that's a good point there. The culmination that we see in the future, that it is possible to do multi-story buildings, and in fact to solve a lot of our construction problem. One of the crises that we still are not very aware is that it is the looming shortages of sand and aggregates are running out, and it is very, very expensive to fail to reach timber construction industry ecosystem. It will be too late, because to bring it to that level, the level that we see in Japan, we need to work years ahead, probably 10 to 20 years. First and foremost, to integrate all these fragments of the industry. Okay, we have good designers and we have good timber, but we have very bad management, and we have very fragmented approach to solve a construction problem. So the work need to be done now. Okay, I think that's the key point from the presentation that I would like to add. And the other one, I would like to thank the Ministry of the Japan Ministry of Infrastructure, Land, Transport, and Infrastructure, because they are the one that supply the grant, provide the grants for the 6 of us to go there for 1 week to look at all of this. Okay, and it is a trend in Japan. One of the things that they realized to bring things together is that for in this case, they give the grant not to the universities but to the industry, and that's a rising trend we see over there. Because the industry, they have to work within these different fragments to bring university together, to bring logistic, to bring forest management, because they need a real world solution. So that is something we can take heed of. Okay, we need to open up to work with industry more. Okay, and we need to understand that the industry, the need of the industry is more in terms of practical and pragmatic solution, rather than publications that is locked in expensive journals and all that. So there need to be a balance between what we're doing now and what we should be doing next. So and thank you, Kazu Architects, for inviting us. We were our case is quite strange, because we presented to them not our solution, but we presented to them what we need, the problems we are facing. So they realized that maybe Japan can offer something in that sense to enlighten us and how they did things. So it's a kind of a reverse pitching to get the grant for the 6 of us to go there. So I think that's another lesson that I think we would like to share. So that's it from me. Thank you very much, Dr. Wan. Thank you very much, everybody. And I would like to say
Dr.
thank you.
Zaki, Dr. Adlin, I can see you there. Yes,
Okay.
you have to. I know you have a lot to say. She's one of our key person, Dr. Shirin. She's she's an expert in forestry management and timber species. I really love when she talk. Okay, Dr. Adlin.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning all. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Congratulations to Dr. Wan and Noreen for the very good presentation. I think it kind of summarized on everything that happens in Japan, and everything that we've got, all the experience, all the good things, and what can be emulated from Japan as well. And at the end of the presentation, it's quite interesting that you point out, well, actually, it is not only across department, but I can consider this is inter-faculty as well. Within the context of our university, I think we should work together rather than working in silo in achieving a broader objective. The thing is, have a lot of things that we need to do in order to achieve our aim of having our own mass timber building. Um, well, with regards to our own timber building, we do have a glulam building initiated by NTIB some years ago. It was from glulam, from our own tropical timber, but yet it is quite a learning experience for NTIB, for Malaysia as well. And there's a lot of challenges with regards to technology, with regards to the species that needs to and to selection of species, which species that is suitable for the project and so on. And those are the things that we can start from. Okay, and then one thing that we realize is it is important for us to create the whole ecosystem of if we want to have a timber-based construction industry in Malaysia. But I'm sure it has been pointed out through this presentation how we can work together as one university, bringing all the expertise together. It is a good opportunity for us to start from this project. Yeah. So then I hope I'm pretty excited to see what's coming next. So then that's from me. So we from the Faculty of Forestry, we would offer our expertise to be working together with any faculties, of course with FRSB and with the Faculty of Engineering as well. See where this can lead us to, right? So that's all for me.
Thank you, Dr. Adlin. Just sorry, is Prof Hisham in? Prof Hisham tak ada eh? Tak nampak. Okay. Tak apa. The last painting yang in the presentation is actually a painting that we captured in Akasawa Forest. That painting showed how each of the process are being done traditionally. It's quite an interesting painting there. If Dr. Nurin can reshare the last page. So that painting actually shows how the different methods of the trees are being the forests are being harvested. Yeah, the one before. Yeah, this one. It shows how it is being harvested and treated. It is actually with respect, with value, and also the styles. If you can, because it's most of the trees are actually along the mountainside, and they have to use the river to bring it down where it's being processed. So I really love this painting. It's very simple, but it has a lot to say about how they treat their forest. So with that, I open to the floor. Dr. Shurin. Oh, Dr. Sarah, you want to say anything? I don't
Yes,
know.
you still have your team. Maybe they want to add before
Dr.
kita
Sarah?
open to the others. Sebelum tu, don't forget to register your attendance, everybody. Ada dekat link we need 40 CPD point. Don't forget. All right, Dr. Sarah, anything you want to add, Dr. Sarah?
I think Dr. Sarah, dia ada something going on.
Oh, okay. All right. We have one apa person. I think that's Aoki-san. He did write something. Is Aoki-san in right now? I'm not sure. But there's a note in our chat room there. If you don't mind me reading it, Dr. Shurin.
Sure.
Okay, I am glad we invited the UPM team to Japan. The seminar was a success thanks to the efforts of both UPM and the participants. The Japanese team will visit Malaysia in September. Yeah, forgot to inform you. They are coming over. We are hosting them in September, mid-September. So we'll be going to Terengganu to take them into our forest. So hopefully they are very, tough and resilient to feel the heat and the mosquitoes as well as bugs. So, inshallah, we hope to hold discussions with UPM members and contribute to Malaysia's future. So that's from, I assume that's from our Kisan or from Kazu Architect. Okay.
Maybe I can add something. I'm very interested when you presented the opportunities across the three departments.
Mm.
So we can really see what are the others areas that all three departments can venture into. So just for everybody's information, a few years ago, I did apply for Sumitomo Foundation. We are going to study about the therapeutic forests between Japan, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So what happens is that through that foundation, we also managed to get in touch with those from Gajah Mada University because I believe that their staff, many graduated from Japan, especially from um, in forestry, and then they have their own forest which is under their own guardian, their healing forest, yeah. And also maybe when the team visit Malaysia in September, you can let me know because right now we have one PhD student under me that near his study. He's doing comparison of our forests with how Malaysian react to the experience of having therapeutic uh, characters in a forest. Yeah, I think in Japan they call it Shirin Yoku. Kan? So in Malaysia kita nak test out how is it because we have different type of forests. So hopefully we can share our findings by September. Yeah.
Inshallah. Okay. Um,
Okay, maybe we can open to others, and I'm sure we have 70 over people today, so they must be. I think there's a good turnout for today. Because I told Dr. Wan because the poster was very interesting, so it intrigued people to join and hear other than the topic.
yeah.
Uh, all right. So, any questions from those in the group? Maybe Dr. Nazlina, uh, ask in English, Dr. Nazlina. Don't in. I know you're very well versed in Japanese. So.
こんにちは、青木さん。元気ですか？okay, never mind. I will speak in English. Okay, I just want to share. Actually, it's very good, Dr. Wan and the CAT team. It's very interesting that what you are doing and involving our three departments to be in this kind of idea. Because last year I did with UITM Merbok. We managed to get a Toyota Foundation grant from Japan, and what we did was a project on Mokuzukan, so which involved timber, waste timber, and then we create into a motifs as a decorative motifs on the wood timber surfaces. So it's very interesting as well. So and then we also did some research on the some kind of the wood jointing as well. Yeah, arisugi and kamasugi. So these are all the jointing that is related to our industrial design project. So it's very interesting. I hope this this will expand more, and maybe we can have some collaboration with some Japan university as well, a few Japanese university that involved in timber and craft project, yeah, because they are very expert in terms of the on jointing, in terms of assembling timber, so they are very good in terms of that. Yeah, so in my university, in Chiba University as well, we did that kind of research as well. So maybe we can expand out from that point. Yeah, Dr. Wan.
Yes, yes, inshallah. Hoping to see something materialize out of this. Inshallah.
Any other questions? Kalau tak nak tanya pun boleh tulis ya. Dr. Wan boleh bacakan from the chat. Ya, ada lagi tak? Hmm. Hmm?
They have difficulty, some of the participants have difficulty to fill in the forms.
No, ada highlight. So I think Zika dah buat yang baru. Is the last link. Don't use the earlier link.
Okay, all right.
I think because before this, I think the staff number dia minta email dan sebagainya. So I think this the last link is the correct one. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Any other burning questions? Those in the group now would like to ask. Hmm? Okay.
Tak ada.
Tak ada Okay. Kalau macam tu, I guess we are at the end of our presentation sharing session, yeah? So you know those in card members, if any questions you want to ask the P, you can go and ask them. So for me, on behalf of the Office of Deputy Dean of Research, Innovation and Postgraduate, we would like to thank CARD for this wonderful sharing session and also to all the members. So hopefully we can have more of this talk, like we were talking this morning from other research group and how we can learn from you guys, especially on the knowledge transfer and doing collaboration with international university and industry. Yeah. So I guess with that, I again thank you so much, and until the next session. Ada
Oh, Dr.
principle.
Zaki ada mention something. Principle on the cultivation of human wholeness.
Dr. Zaki nak elaborate ke
Sorry,
ataupun
salah apa tu chat. I was doing something else. No, I wanted to write to say thank you to the Office of Deputy Dean of Research and Innovation for hosting this talk
sure.
for our group. So thank you very much. That is actually what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Tiba-tiba
Alright.
human wholeness keluar.
Okay, typical Zaki.
Okay,
Okay, Zaki.
thank you.
Understand. All right, sure. You're welcome, Dr. Zaki. So with that, I think that's the end. So thank you so much, you guys. We are really on time, on the dot, 11 o'clock. It's 1 hour session, very comprised, very, very short, and very, very informative. Again, thank you so much, and until the next stop.
Nak
Yeah.
tanya Dr. Shirin, nanti dia punya video dia will it be shared anywhere?
Sorry, kita ada record kan? So nanti minta Zika share dengan the others lah yang tak dapat
Mungkin
join.
boleh
But
kita share nanti. Okay,
sure,
I will send
yeah.
to others yang tak sempat join.
So last but not least, okay, again, Dr. Zaki, anything else before we stop?
Oh no. Thank you everybody. That's it.
Thank you so much to all. Thank you, Kazu Architect. Thank you, TDPs, UPM, and all that attend today. And on behalf of my team, arigatou gozaimasu.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
どういたしまして。
どういたしまして。